Hey everybody, and welcome back to another video. So I'm on my treadmill again, so this is going to be a little workout video. So I'm doing this to keep myself accountable and force myself to get on the treadmill each day leading up to my surgical procedure in about 3 or 4 weeks, and hoping that I will be healthy and just recover quickly from it. The more I move, the better I'll feel, the less flared I'll feel, hopefully, before and after the procedure, after my colonoscopy and endoscope. I'm only going 0.8 speed, and I'll probably only do 10 minutes because I am very tired today. It's New Year's Eve, there's a lot going on today, so I need to preserve my energy. And yeah, I'm just going to do a quick little workout and then do some stretching. And I hope everybody is having a good New Year's Eve. If you're not in Australia, if you're in America, then it's probably not New Year's Eve yet. But yeah, I hope everyone is enjoying the Christmas period and having a nice, quiet, relaxing, or a fun Christmas period, holiday period. I am starting to be a bit more at peace with where I am at in my life now. I've been really miserable the last couple of weeks and really grumpy and not myself, because I was upset because I had to give up my holiday to Queensland again. I had to withdraw from the 2 pageants I was going to do, and it's just been a long line of failure and withdrawing from things due to my health. And I've been really scared to have a colonoscopy, and I'm now going to face it because I know that it is important and I know that it's necessary, and like I just got to make peace with that, you know. Like my mum had a colonoscopy, she almost died from it because she had a bad reaction, just because she's got COPD, so that's not a normal thing that would happen. And it saved her life because they found out she had bowel cancer. And then my dad had an endoscope years ago, and they found out that he had stomach cancer in the really early stages, and neither of my parents had chemotherapy because they got it so early, and they were just able to cut it out. So you know, I know that things like that are important, and it is life-saving treatment. It's like preventative health, and everyone over like a certain age should do it. Like I said, normally it's 45, but I'm 41 with symptoms and family history, so they want me to have it. I've seen multiple doctors, multiple gastro doctors, and like I said, I kept putting it off because for many reasons, but it was only the last couple of years that they started saying, oh, I should have one. Before that, but I said I was dismissed, and even other doctors dismissed me recently. So, but anyway, I'm gonna go have that done, and it's just, it is what it is, you know. And I've got to be at peace with it, and I'm probably gonna have to have one every 5 years anyway, and just get used to it and be like, this is something that I have to do because of my family history, you know. So it's a bit of momentarily, you know what I'm trying to say, a bit of discomfort and a bit of misery for long-term gain. So I think my phone's about to fall. I've got it wedged in there where it's not meant to go. But yeah, so I was watching something last night about, okay, I spend way too much time watching conspiracy theories, but I was watching something last night about hypnotism and MK Ultra and stuff. I love conspiracy theories, but the point is, I was watching something about, they were talking about how they could hypnotize people, basically, for some of them to have, like, if somebody had diabetes, they were like, we can hypnotize this person and create an altar inside of them, and that altar wouldn't have diabetes, for example. And it's just like, that's crazy, you know. Or they were like, we can create an altar who has an allergy to something, and the other person, the normal person, doesn't have it. So I think that goes to show how amazingly resilient the human brain is. Like, the brain can, I do believe the body can heal itself. I just think you have to go about it the right way, and I don't know why I suffered from all this inflammation. That's why I'm going to have this procedure done. I've tried to get it dealt with in the past and it didn't go anywhere. Been on all these different diets, nothing's fixing it. I've even done hypnotherapy. I've done gut directed hypnotherapy, and it helped a little bit, but it didn't take away my food intolerances. So, and now I've got calpractin, moderately high calpractin. Sorry, my mouth's really dry. And so, you know, there's something physical going on. So I'm going to have these tests done, and then and I'm also going to do the SIBO breath test as well when I go off my Nexium and Nizac for my colonoscopy and endoscope. And after that, if I don't get any answers, I'm going to go and get hypnotherapy, I think, or see a naturopath, or get laparoscopy and rule out endometriosis. Like, something's causing the pain, and I think it's a combination of gut and mental. Like, I think if you're chronically sick, then you become hypersensitive, and I feel like that's where the gut directed hypnotherapy helped me, because sometimes it can be like an anxiety or a mental reaction, but not all the time, you know. Like, I think because my digestive system is weak, sometimes I can get a pain in the stomach if I'm stressed, is what I'm trying to say. Or if I'm really upset, I can notice physical symptoms. But that's not all the time, and that's hardly ever. Most of the time it is directly related to what I eat, like, you know, so it seems to be a physical thing. It's definitely food intolerances, but why am I reacting to everything? That's the issue. Like, I feel sick in the gut today. I'm not too bad, but I know that I can't, like, I got to lay off food today. Like, I feel the feeling, like, because I had a good Christmas. I had egg and potato salad. I had all the bread rolls. I had so much ham. I had so much good food. But now today, I feel inflamed. I feel off. I feel heavy in the gut. And I know that if I kept eating like that, I would probably end up being sick, in the toilet, holding my gut, cramping up, I had to have hot water bottle on my back yesterday. Like I said, I don't know if that's inflammation or whether that's period pain. You know, it's very hard to tell when you've just got all this pain everywhere and inflammation and aching. It's very hard to tell what's hurting. So anyway, I've got a bit of a plan. I'm pushing through. Mentally, I'm feeling stronger. I know that I just got to go and face this, and it's really not that big of a deal. You know, colonoscopy and endoscope is pretty routine. I've had 2 endoscopes in the past already. It's just, I think, the mental torture. I just accidentally turned my phone off. I think it really is just the mental torture of, will they find something? Will they respect me? Will they be rude to me? Will they tell me just to go and see a dietitian? You know, but I think it's getting to the point where they have to listen. Like, they're now starting to say to me, well, you shouldn't be on all this medication. And it's like, well, obviously, like, fix me. You're the doctor. You're the specialist. Fix it. And I just chucking it back on them, you know. The gastro said, oh, you shouldn't be on all this Nexium. I said, well, I know that, but I shouldn't be having reflux and burning and all the things that I'm having. He's like, oh, well, you just need to have the procedure. And then, yeah, that's all I can do is just keep throwing it back on them. And they say, oh, well, you shouldn't be doing this, or you shouldn't be doing that, or you shouldn't be. I say, well, no, I shouldn't be. So send me to someone who can fix me. You fix me. Like, don't just tell me to see a dietitian. Don't just tell me to do this because it hasn't worked. So anyway, I think it's getting to the point now where they have to start listening, and the fact that my calprotectin has come back high, like, they can't ignore that, because I now finally have physical proof that I do have inflammation and I'm not just making it up, you know, there is something wrong. So, you know, I think it's all leading towards getting a diagnosis. It's just really hard. Struggling with chronic fatigue. I've been struggling with chronic fatigue for about a decade, ever since I had my last really bad attack, and I had an endoscope then, and I was just told to go home and stop stressing and I would get better, and I didn't get better, and I've had many days of pain and fatigue, and you know, it's been a living hell being in chronic pain, digestive burning for a decade, and being on all the medication and drinking Gaviscon out of the bottle. It's really bad for my health. Like, I know this, but no one's been able to give me an answer or fix me. Like I said, I'll just turn the phone off again. Like I said, they just keep telling me to see a dietitian. And it's, like I said, that's what led me to getting the calprotectin diagnosis, was that I saw the local dietitian and she said she couldn't help me because it was out of her league. And then she sent me to one in Melbourne, and I did it all over the phone. And they were like, you're suffering from inflammation and you need to have this and this tested. So, you know, you've got to find the right lock, the right key for the right lock. And like I said, I don't know why I've had to put up with this for so long. It's not fair, it's not right, but going back, if I could redo all of that, I probably would have just had a colonoscopy a decade ago, or even before that. Just would have said, just give me one, I'll pay for it, because you've looked in my stomach, you can't find anything. But I suppose, I mean, if the doctors aren't telling you you need one, you're not going to press for it, you know. Like I said, I pressed to see the endocrinologist, and then they were weird about it. It's just, yeah, I think that's my takeaway, is that I've learnt my lesson. I should have pressed harder. I should have had the colonoscopy years ago, and I didn't. I kept thinking it would go away because the doctor told me it would. He told me I'd get better. He dismissed me and told me I would get better. And all the doctors told me I was suffering from stress. So I just thought it would go away. And it hasn't. Anyway, I've done 13 and a half minutes. I might stop there because I'm not feeling very energetic today. And my back is aching. And I just dropped my phone. Anyway, thanks for watching, and let me know what you're doing to get fit and exercise this year, and I will catch you in the next video.